Jonathan Bates, Managing Director at Photon Energy and SE UK board member and one of the UK ambassadors for the charity RePower Ukraine. We've successfully implemented my first project, or the first project that I've been involved in, which was for a hospital in a community in eastern Ukraine, in a small town called Solar&StorageXtra. It's a 36 kilowatt PV system with 36 kilowatt hours of battery storage, 30 kilowatts worth of inverters on a small local hospital that treats about 50,000 patients a year. The system was donated by various companies within the UK solar industry. So my company, Photon Energy, we donated the solar panels. CGen donated the inverter and the battery storage units. And then we, between us and midsummer, we raised a further £15,000 in cash to fund the installation, to fund the shipping, to fund the mounting system, the scaffolding, cabling and all the rest of the balance of system. So it was finally shipped from the UK to Ukraine in May this year, installed in sort of end of June, beginning of July, and they had a kind of formal opening of the system 2 weeks ago in Ukraine. It was fantastic to speak with the medical staff at the hospital, who explained the real benefits, impacts that the system's having. It means that they can still provide emergency power when there's a power cut. They can rely on the solar and batteries to provide power to X-ray, maternity, all those sorts of units where you don't want power to stop. And it was just really inspiring, really good to see these communities living under fairly horrendous conditions. They're 50 kilometers from the front line, and just seeing that life goes on as normal. Community is having to get by, having to exist in really difficult circumstances, and it's really quite inspiring, I guess, to see them doing that. It's actually, the hospital project is the second project that's been organized by RePower in Solar&StorageXtra. The other project was a water pumping system, so helping to pump water from around the town, because the power infrastructure has been very badly damaged. So there's been 2 projects completed in Solar&StorageXtra. We're working to fund, organise another 2 projects in eastern Ukraine. I've actually got a list of over 100 hospitals that are looking for this kind of support, because hospitals have been deliberately targeted by the Russians in Ukraine. So there's a huge amount of work to be done today to just ensure they can continue to deliver basic services, but also in the future when the country's going to have to be rebuilt. It's going to have to be a massive reconstruction effort that's going to have to take place, and it's a massive task. Staffing's a problem, obviously. A lot of people are fighting at the front, so actual people to do the installation is a problem. RePower, one of the other things they do is run training programs for veterans and for internally displaced people, so that they can train or retrain to become solar designers, solar installers. So there's a recognized problem. The charity's trying to do something about it. To date, they've run 3 training courses. Last one was funded by Mercy Corps from the US. So that is a challenge. just the staffing of the organisation's a challenge. You know, people are trying to live and work in essentially wartime conditions. You know, when I was there, alarms were going off in the middle of the night. You're woken up, you know, you have to decide, are you going to the bomb shelter? Are you not going to the bomb shelter? You know, people with children are having a really difficult life because the children are, you know, suffering from anxiety and scared when they see birds or drones overhead. So it's a really difficult scenario. RePower are doing what they can under very difficult circumstances, and I guess one of the key issues they face is funding, and not just funding for the individual projects, but the core funding for the organisation, so that they can keep hold of their staff, who are, you know, dedicated, very, very capable, committed, highly skilled people, but keeping them is a problem. Yeah, it's made me more committed. Completely. I mean, it's a fantastic country. It's a very, very friendly country. The people there are defending us all. See the sacrifices the people are making. You go to the Maidan, the main square in Kyiv, and the flags, the memorials are very moving, and you realize that they're not just defending Ukraine, they're defending Western Europe, they're defending us all. And we have to, in my opinion, we have to give something back. We have to support them in every way we can. So yeah, having been there, I'm twice as committed as I was. Well, as I said, Greenpeace have given me a list of 100 hospitals. Whether we can get all of those done, but I'd certainly like to be, you know, another 10 done by this time next year, so you can count me on that and see where I am. And I mean, it's not just me, there's a whole team of people who are committed to this, who are working towards meeting the charity's objectives. So there's a team of us in the UK where we get a lot of support from Solar&Energy UK, who are, you know, opening doors to their membership, opening doors to other organisations that we can then sort of try and convince them to support the charity and you know, to make a real difference and have a real impact today. I want them to think this is something we can help with, and because it's really very easy. I mean, you know, cash, kit, time. You know, if people have experience in fundraising, which I don't particularly, you know, anything people can do to help, then the more of us, the merrier. Right? So there's a lot of companies out there who want to help, and I guess the onus is on me and the rest of those of us who are helping RePower, is to turn their desire to help into concrete actions and you know, real systems and implementation.